This is so exciting. The students that are on this side are Friend Central students. They're seniors. They're in 12th grade. Some of them were our students. Miss Callum, Miss Jones, Miss Loveking, Mrs. Pfeiffer. Will you raise your hand if you were in lower school just so they can see? Oh my gosh, look at all those people. Look at all those people who had some of the teachers that you know so well. So what's happening right now is you are so special because you are the youngest students coming over. We can't bring pre-K or nursery. Those 42 students have to stay back because they're too young to ride the bus. You're old enough to ride those buses. So
I'm already. Nice to meet you. What's your name, man?
KB, follow me, KB.
Oh. We're gonna go slow. Bailey. Did you know how to spell Arden? Arden. William? Can you spell William?
That's a lucky present. Keep that with you.
No? You like him? Oh yeah? What's that, sir? Hannah. Hannah. Did you teach her? No?
So good though. Oh, you like your long hair?
That sounds like a lot of fun.
My mom just are you gonna play
Oh,
soccer?
what other countries?
And my practice,
Oh, you did?
they're 15 like me.
5, oh wow, you're really old.
5.5.
Oh wow.
We have what we think is the beginning of a new tradition starting, and that is seniors coming in with kindergartners. And I just think it's going to be lovely and memorable, and we want everyone to be able to see them. So that part will get started now. It's just so wonderful to see everyone this morning and to be together. Thank you for being here. Thank you to our terrific teachers for getting our students here safe and sound. Thanks to those who worked to make the planning so smooth, including our tremendous buildings and grounds crew and really everyone who was on the team to help us be here in such fine fashion this morning. Thank you so much. We're really fortunate to have a space that can hold our entire school and allow us to celebrate being one FCS. My predecessor, David Felsen, called this space the largest classroom at Friend Central, and I want to imagine that for at least the next half hour or so together, that this is also our largest meeting for worship space. We have a great program this morning with all kinds of different voices. The story is about a local organization called Pause and Affection, and it takes place just a few miles away from here at the Giant Supermarket. Pause and Affections trains and places service dogs with children who have trouble moving their bodies. Their goal is to match children with mobility disabilities with these well-trained, wonderful service dogs so the children can lead a great life. 2 weeks ago today, I had the pleasure of spending time with one of these terrific dogs named Beasley. And Beasley's foster family was away for the weekend with religious obligations, so my family was involved. We needed to go shopping for the holiday, and we realized we needed to go to the supermarket. And we wanted to take Beasley with us, and that all sounded fine and good until I went to walk into the supermarket with Beasley. And I stopped at the entrance, and I froze. And I mean, I froze. I virtually had to hang on to one of the shopping carts. Why was I so discombobulated? When I walked into that store with Beasley, I had to learn something that I had absorbed for 50 years. I had to unlearn it. And that is that dogs don't belong in supermarkets. They don't belong in grocery stores, they don't belong in restaurants, and really all kinds of places, is what I had been taught since I can remember. And I needed to change that on the spot, and it was hard. When I got composed enough to walk around the grocery store for about 5 minutes, I stayed behind Beasley and Beasley's handler, and I watched how other people responded to the scene, and it was fascinating. It was fun, and really, in that 5 minutes in a store filled with people, I saw, for the most part, just two kinds of reactions. First was utter delight, mostly from children who wanted to talk to Beasley and touch Beasley and hug Beasley and hear all about Beasley's life, and in fact, why was a dog in a supermarket. You could see how smart and important it was for Beasley to be wearing a red vest saying that he was working, that he was a service puppy in training. It was fun to watch him be so well behaved with strangers, who in turn showed great enthusiasm and respect for him. The other reaction I saw was concern from people, and probably stronger words could apply, like upset and even some anger. I saw a few people point to Beasley and to ask a store manager to intervene. And in the time since that experience, I've been to several meetings for worship at our school. I've had time to reflect. Day after day, when I come to our school, I'm reminded that here we learn not to turn away from change, but to engage in it so we can peacefully transform the world. I bet we will hear some really important words of wisdom this morning on integrity from many points of view. And my hope is that we will be inspired to respond with different kinds of leadership and volunteering and service, and that we remember to look for the good in people, that we turn towards joy, that we turn towards delight, and that we turn towards love in our lives. With a little help from our friends, our family, and our school, we really can, as one of my favorite bumper stickers says, be the people our pets think we are. And when we serve with that wonderful combination of love and courage, we act with integrity, our testimony theme for the year. Next, there are two groups in particular who we know we want to acknowledge this morning. They're kind of the alpha and the omegas of our school right now. First, our kindergartners who we know are in their first all-school assembly. We hope you have 12 more with us, and we just wanted to say thank you for being here. Next, our seniors. Just days from your last classes at Friends Central, weeks from graduation, please stand and let us acknowledge you, and let us acknowledge a job well done. My fellow seniors, and thank you for your love and kindness in bringing our kindergartners in this morning. Now I'd like to ask Mr. Alverneck to come and speak with us for a moment. hand-to-hand communities.
Today, with schools across the country, we at Friend Central observe the National Day of Silence. Many students, and even some faculty, choose not to speak for some or all of the day to recognize and raise awareness of people who are silenced and bullied for loving someone of the same gender or for showing their gender to the world in a way that others may not understand or value. At Friend Central, we believe that everyone has the right to be who they are and to love whoever their heart leads them to. Let us all now join in a collective moment of silence in recognition of this important day. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Kelly Pierre, principal of the lower school.
Friends, Kelly couldn't be with us at the last minute, and Ginger Pfeiffer, our assistant principal, will be helping. Thank you, Ginger.
Great to be here. I spoke to Kelly this morning. She's being a mom to 2 sick children at home. She was so regretted that she couldn't be here with everyone for her first all-school assembly, but I told her there would be many to come. It was wonderful outside when we were hooking up the kindergartners with the seniors, and I said, show our kindergartners how many of you came through lower school, and there were so many hands in the air, and I think that made the transition to holding hands and walking in a lot easier. As Craig has said, our all-school Quaker testimony of integrity has been a real focus all year in lower school. Through meeting for worship, devotions every day, role playing, reading the book The Empty Pot by Demi, and also being exposed to a number of different quotes that people over a long period of time have said that focus on integrity. So this morning, right now, we have 12 volunteers, 3 each from our 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades who have volunteered to stand and give you one of those quotes that we've talked about in lower school this year. They will also identify who the one was who said this. I would ask you that you wait until the 4th group goes to show your appreciation for their participation. I want, on this day of silence, for you to be able to reflect a little on what they've said and also on who the person was that said it. So we'll begin right now.
Integrity is doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. C.S. Lewis. Truth is the only safe ground to stand on. Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Wrong is wrong even if everyone is doing it. Right is right even if no one is doing it. St. Augustine. We learn about honesty and integrity. That the truth matters, that you don't take shortcuts or play by your own set of rules. And success doesn't count unless you earn it fair and square. Michelle Obama.
I'd like to ask Michelle Zuckman and Galen Gwindon to lead us in just a little slice of heaven coming up. I'm so glad we're here to hear this. Fantastic, lovely, thank you so much. Just beautiful. We want to take a moment to acknowledge 3 adults with long service who are retiring this year. And if I could ask Krishna Khan to come and speak about Chris Ramsey.
Okay, so I came to Friends Central in the 4th grade, so I'm sure some of you are there right now. That was 8 years ago for me. I'm currently a senior, and I'm about to be saying goodbye. But I think that's a good time to kind of look back at the beginning. And so in that 4th grade year, Miss Ramsey was my teacher. She was the first teacher I had here. When I got here, I struggled to fit in. I had some issues, just like I wasn't, I guess, the most well-behaved kid. I got into a couple fights. And before I came to Friends Central, they saw it sort of as an issue just to kind of deal with. It's like, oh, not this again. But when I came to Friends Central, Miss Ramsey was the first person, I feel, who really cared about me as a person, about my well-being, and she kind of understood where I was coming from a lot better than my other teachers. And she obviously didn't just kind of let me do whatever I want. She did kind of tell me and actually teach me and discipline me, and sort of put me on a path that I think is a lot better than the one that I had been on before. She really, really cared about all of her students. She really cares. And, it wasn't just me, although I feel like I probably needed a bit more care than everybody else. But whenever somebody's family member passed away, I remember we would have a silent meeting, just our class, and there was a candle, and the lights were out. And it was just a time to hold that person in the light and remember that we were all there for them, whoever's family member had passed away. And this past winter, in December, we in the vocal groups went down to the lower school to perform some Christmas songs. And I had a chance to catch up with her, with Miss Ramsey. And she was really happy to see me, remembered my face, remembered who I was, and was really happy to see who I had become, even after all these years. She was, I would say, my introduction to the really caring environment that was Friends Central. And so, on behalf of myself and the many others who've taught and helped over the years, I wanted to say thank you for being there for all of us who really needed somebody to be there for them. And as you move into this next stage of your life, I wish you even just a fraction of the happiness you've given to so many people over these years. Thank you, Ms. Ramsey.
I'd like to ask Hannah Benjet and Nathan Levides to say a few words about Mr. Ross.
Science was originally what brought me to meet Mr. Ross. In the winter of 5th grade, I signed up for the Science Olympiad Service Group, in which we made projects, science-related, to bring to competition. Although we didn't do too well in the competition, seeing Mr. Ross's enthusiasm for all the projects made everything better. And more than all of that, we all felt good about ourselves. After that, I wanted to do more work with Mr. Ross. So that spring, I signed up for the Stream Watch service group. I enjoyed that so much that every year since, I have done Stream Watch at least once. This year, I had the opportunity of working with Mr. Ross again on our Rube Goldberg machine. This was the first year that we entered the Philadelphia Rube Goldberg competition, and although we did not place in that, we won an award for Most Innovative Step. And that was enough to make Mr. Ross break out with a huge smile. One of the most important things that I've learned from Mr. Ross is to love what you do, and it would make everything so much better. What makes Mr. Ross so special to me, all of his students, and to this community is his love and passion for what he does. His allowing me to join in on this passion has given me so much joy over the past couple of years. As Confucius once said, choose a job that you love and you'll never have to work in your day in your life. And I believe that's exactly what Mr. Ross has done.
Mr. Ross is the teacher I give the most credit to for getting me interested in science, in and out of the classroom. I didn't actually meet Mr. Ross in middle school. I met him when I was in kindergarten. I still remember going to his classroom with my 8th grade buddy. I was so excited by the wild fish tanks and animals. The classroom seemed a little bigger back then. I always liked science class, but in 5th grade I did Science Olympiad with Mr. Ross. Mr. Ross took Science Olympiad partly for the learning experience and maybe a little for the bragging rights. Mr. Ross is always competitive, whether it's Color Wars, a middle school soccer game, or a Rube Goldberg contest. We've done a lot of crazy things with Mr. Ross. For instance, we set his classroom on fire, we built a giant Rube Goldberg machine, and a few other crazy experiments. We did a lot of experiments, some of them even worked. No matter how insane the idea, Mr. Ross was always there to help me and all of his students. He's not only an amazing science teacher, but also a great coach. I'm going to miss him next year, but we'll bring him back for the Rube Goldberg contest, and whenever we need a teacher to support a crazy idea. Thank you, Mr. Ross, for all you've done for me and every other student you've had.
I have the honor to speak just briefly about our beloved Marie Cicchini, who has been in our main building for 27 years. I'm quite sure that Marie is the first person I met at Friends Central, because when you came in, you met her, and you absorbed her calm, you absorbed her devotion, her kindness, and her friendliness. Marie, we will miss your smile, your easygoing way that made us feel connected both to you and to our school. You are beloved, and we thank you for your time and love. Thank you, Marie. We've taken a moment to applaud for seniors who are finishing up their time, for kindergartners who remind us of how much time and growth there is to come. We've celebrated community members, retired. Now let's think for a moment about just a few more transitions, our 5th grade and our 8th grade. First, we'll hear from Nora Wadsworth, some words of wisdom from our 5th grade. Nora.
As a lover of new things, I marvel at the thought of seeing new faces on the campus. The middle school welcomes the 6th grade with wide open arms and huge smiles. We are excited to have you join our middle school family. Although neither I nor my fellow 8th graders will be in the middle school to greet you in September, we wish you all a smooth and easy transition. We too will be entering a new part of the Friends Central community, the fabulous upper school. I know that this campus may seem large and the upperclassmen may seem a little scary, but in reality, you'll know the campus like the back of your hand in a quick few weeks. But if you ever need help, I guarantee someone would be happy to help you. In middle school, you are given so many resources to use for schoolwork that can help you pass your classes with flying colors. If you're to go anywhere in the area for a fantastic middle school experience, Friends Central is definitely the right choice. You are entering a middle school with lots of fun days and special weeks, and more importantly, teachers and other students who you will grow to love and will grow to love you. Something we'll look forward to is our exciting mini courses, a week worth of fun learning experiences. They may include a field trip or two. There is also Color Day, a day full of fun and Quakerly competition. Now, as some of you may know, the dining hall is famous for their fabulous cookies that are offered at recess and lunch. We'd be happy to have you enjoy some of these with us. Remember, just ask and you may receive.
We are blessed to have a group of leaders in our upper school called the Student Council. And we'd like to ask them to give some words of wisdom to the upcoming upper school. So we'd like to hear from Sam Vike, Remy Schwartz, Freddie Purnell, and Josh Feedback.
Morning, everyone. My name is Sam Vike, and I am the Student Council President. These are my vice presidents to my side, and we're excited to be all here together as one big community. Continuing where Nora left off, the Student Council would like to offer some words of wisdom to the incoming 9th grade. Take advantage of your study hall. Use it to get some homework done. Take classes you want to, and not just for that college recommendation and for that college application. Here's Freddie Purnell to share 2 more.
Don't be afraid to ask for help from your teachers or your peer mentors. The work may be hard, but we all want you to succeed in the upper school. And when you're in 11th grade as juniors, wait your turn to park on campus. Everyone knows the seniors get priority. Josh, you back to me? Remy Schwartz, sorry.
Don't be intimidated by the seniors. They're really friendly.
Lastly, come to your basketball games. Sit right over there and be part of the quake. But first, you'll need one of these t-shirts. So we have one for every 8th grader on your way out.
Whoa!